What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. It is time for that whole moment where I try to stumble over words purposefully to make myself sound like I don't know what I'm talking about when I really do know what I'm talking about. And it's this whole little shtick I do, and it's kind of funny, but it's not really at all, and whatever. So anyway, it's time that we take over and we talk about the people of Patreon, our patrons over on Patreon, and we give them a little shout out type thing, like Gold Executive Producer Sheldon Benedict. Thank you so much, sir, for everything that you do for us. Nick Milicia, James Johnson, Jesse Armstrong, Glauco Schaffer, David Ray, Michael Drummie, Brendan Myers, Aaron Doherty. Thank you guys for everything you do. It means the world to us. We can't do what we do without any of you. So, it's on to the show.
If we ran Nintendo. If we ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 89 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the People's Champion of Podcasting, Mr. Bad Bit himself, Joseph Moran. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, Bobby. I'm doing real good, actually. I'm in a real good mood today.
James Johnson, it is not okay for you to come in here and point out our technical difficulties and flaws. I don't appreciate that.
What technical difficulties, Bobby?
There was no technical difficulties. Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. He's over there spewing nonsense and he don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
It's disrespectful, and I don't appreciate it, but, you know.
Spreading lies and slander.
Just lies and slander. Trust me, when people go back and they watch this episode later, it's going to be perfect, smooth. They're not even going to know anything happened.
Just like it was the first time around.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like butter, That's what's up. Yeah. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Joey Splats wants to know what mug I have. It's BB-8. I just tried to get my Porg mug in, but I couldn't reach it because I'm short, and I was like, get my Porg. So back to BB.
Here we go. Ridiculous.
And I'm drinking tea.
Why
nice.
do you drink tea? Do you ever drink coffee?
I do. I drink coffee all the time.
Okay.
But Bobby, I'm trying to slim down. I'm trying to lose some weight. So
am I, man. I'm
doing tea with a couple spoonfuls of honey in it, and it's actually real good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
I need to shed a few 100 pounds myself.
Yeah, same here, man.
Yeah. I think I need to just focus on the new year and just make it happen then, and not talk about it. Just do it.
See, here's the thing: you just got to do it. One day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna hate yourself enough to just do it. Well, that's what I've learned. I
am hating myself right now, so we'll see what happens. You know.
Oh, Bobby.
You know, a comment just came up from Todd Oxtra, right?
Yeah.
He commented on the Gaming Gurus, and he said we were picking on the old lady from the Game Awards.
Absolutely
and I don't feel
not.
Like that's not what we're not picking on anybody. Like, we liked her. We thought she was adorable. Yeah. Todd Oxtra needs to calm down with that.
Tops, it's playful hazing. You know?
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, I liked her. I thought she was awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Exactly. Like, she was a nice old lady. She was adorable.
Like, are we really in this world where we can't even make a joke? Like,
yeah, come on.
We are
Todd.
in that world. We are kind of living in that world. We're kind of. The other day I was talking to Alan Paxton, and I said to him, because there was some stuff going on, and I was just getting frustrated with the way like people were attacking people for nonsense and calling people Nazis and this and that. And I said to Alan, I took a clip of Demolition Man, and I sent it to him, and it's where they're getting tickets for cursing. Every time they say a curse word, they get a ticket. And I'm like, this is our future. The way the world is going right now, this is our future. That someone says anything out of line, they get a ticket immediately.
You know what it is, man? Like a lot of people tell me, Joe, you're a pretty funny guy. You should do stand up. Like go to your college, do stand up. I'm like, no way, absolutely not. Yeah. That would be horrible because everybody would just get offended at everything. But to me, my one thing is like, is just be courteous of others. So like if I say a joke, like I said a Kevin Spacey joke and it didn't land to one of my friends, and she got offended. I was like, and so I was just like, oh, that's my bad. You know, I just took it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, that's my bad. It was a bad joke, and so I moved on.
You are not intelligent enough to get the joke. It's my bad for you being offended.
No, dude, it's pretty dark. My humor is really dark. So like,
kidding.
like dead baby jokes are in the norm in Joseph's household.
Oh, good God! That's
like
it was brutal.
It was dark. So I was just like, okay, I didn't know my audience. Whatever, just apologize.
I didn't know my audience.
Yeah, like, and I think that's like half the thing is like, people don't know their audience, so they go into the deep web and they'll say a joke that doesn't land somewhere because words mean different to other people. Yeah. Just like how money means different to other people. So like, to me, I'm just like, know your audience, know your base, and if someone's like truly offended, you go, all right, sorry, my bad, walk away from it. Now, if someone's offended by the way you're sitting, because you're man whatevering, I'd be like, listen, I'm just large and in charge. I can't sit like you normies do.
Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our shout outs. Oh my Lord. All right, so I want to give a shout out to as I would call it, the Nintendo Guru community.
Yeah.
So last Saturday, or this past Saturday, I had Colin Moriarty on. And at the very end of it, he thanked me for asking him to come on, but he also thanked the community for being very nice to him and all that. And I want to say this, is I feel like I have a very amazing community. And I don't take this lightly in the fact of, like, I saw when Colin had asked other people to come on his show, Fireside Chats, that their community went on a rampage against Colin.
Yeah.
In all of my tweets that I sent out, not one person did they come and be like, why would you have Colin Moriarty on your show? What are you thinking? What are you doing? That didn't happen. And because we are entirely respectful of the people that I bring on, that whatever it is, and that to me means the world to me. That, like, we can do what we do, and where this all is going is because of the community that we are building around here. And without these people, these wonderful people, seriously, that like show up, support, watch the videos, share them, do all this stuff, and like bring on someone like a Colin who can at times be very
divisive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not even like they don't even get into that mix. They're just like, holy crap, dude, this is amazing that you're bringing Colin on the show. Thank you for that. And like, if you read the comments, there was one fool that went haywire, and I don't even know who he was, and he wasn't part of my community. It was someone with an axe to grind against Colin himself. He was going, and every single comment that was put on that video is very heartfelt and nice, and people being very nice to Colin and nice to me, and I can't, you know what, man? And I look, it's not a thing of like I need to have people nice to me. If anybody knows that, like Sean Capri will tell you, like there's people that have attacked me in the past, but I just don't take offense to it, and I kind of will start engaging them.
Yeah, people don't know this, but in the kind of like the Make Us Better community, where it's just me, Sean, Toby, and Bobby, we have a beat up Bobby hour where we just we just give it to him real hard, all punches, face and everything. Nothing's off limits.
So, but for me, it's like, man, without these people, we would not be anything, and it really warms my heart to see that these people just really, truly, went full bore and were like very supportive of it all. And it, it turned out to be a great chat. I loved it.
Fantastic. Seriously, I think that was the best Nintendo talk ever.
It was up there, man. It was way up there. There's a few that I've had that I really love. Love the Marissa Roberto one. Mm-hmm. Love the times I bring Jules on, which Jules will be on Friday or Saturday. We're gonna have Jules on. There's so many that I've done that I really enjoy. But at the end of the day, I look at it and I go, man, without this community, none of this happens. Yep. And it's just phenomenal the way these people are, man. They're just the best. Seriously.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Colin, dude, I would not be doing this right now.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Him and I'm so happy he's coming back to the gaming sphere. I'm so happy, man, like, dude, when you announced it and like this whole week, like the day of, I was just like, my friend's gonna interview. Like I was just like, I was all over the place. I was like a 7-year-old kid.
Tony came home yesterday after we had done the Gaming Guru. She comes home and she's like, because I had messaged her after I got done with Colin. I was like, I just finished up with Colin, but she actually fell asleep earlier in the night and didn't read the text until like early morning. Yeah. So she told me she woke up and she started watching the thing, and she was like, "Oh my God, Bobby is talking to Colin Moriarty right now." Like, she was like, what is like, she's watched many of the videos with me. Like, she knows everything that went down at Kind of Funny. She knows all the political stuff. She knows all that. Like, and she's just like, I cannot believe it. Like, I can't believe he's talking to Colin. Like, it floored her just as much as it did me. So, anyway. And
he did such a great job, because if that was me, I was like, I like you. We don't agree politically, but gaming is just something I love so much, and you do it so well. It's just like, like I'd be foaming from the mouth. It would be seriously.
Fun. It was fun. It's one of those things where I was nervous.
Yeah.
But it's weird. The minute I'm nervous before every single, just to clue you in a little bit behind the scenes, a little inside baseball. I'm nervous on every single show I do before I start. The minute I go, "What's up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru," boom, it all disappears. Because then I'm like in my zone. I'm in my place. So that's for me. That's just what happened. So, but anyway, enough of that. What you got any shout outs?
You know what? I got a shout out, and that is to Mr. Sean Capri, but not to Sean Capri. I'm giving a shout out to Lincoln Capri. Because you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm calling Lincoln Capri out. I'm sick of him already. Because you know what? He's on my feed everywhere. And he's too adorable, damn it. I spend like 30 seconds going, "Oh, look at it." And I'm sick of it.
The Santa Claus stuff today, I was like, the Santa Claus stuff today, I was just like, dude. Like, the kid, most babies are screaming, crying.
Right?
Here he is. He's like looking back at Santa Claus like, "What up, playa?" Like, like, it was awesome, man.
So you should be sitting on my lap because I run things here.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "Yo, old man, bow down." Like, you're looking, I'm the hero of time.
Kiss the rings.
Well, it kind of reminded me of, like, he's the old man in the Zelda games. Like, Santa Claus, he came to charge Link with a quest. You need to build the Red Lion boat, sail across the sea, and marry and scoop up Eevee, a.k.a. Zelda. Like, it needs to happen. It's going to happen.
The kid he's too adorable. I can't stand it anymore. I really can't.
I had it's funny, man. The whole thing's a trip. But I had another shout out, but my mind kind of went blank. Kind of happens with old age.
I know you're growing old here. Bob.
No, I got it back. You know what? I just looked at myself in the video and I saw the picture of myself here, and it came back. Adam Leonard. Huge shout out to Adam Leonard. This guy is absolutely crushing it with all the logos and stuff he's doing for us. I unveiled 2 new logos yesterday. One was for the Nintendo Guru. The other one was for the Planet Nintendo Podcast. Yep. And just, man, it's funny because he sent me the first logo, and I was like, "Adam, what do you have in mind for the widescreen logo? Like, what's that?" And he goes, "Oh, I was thinking about throwing some, like, R-Wings in there and maybe, like, the Samus ship." And I was like, "Man, what about, like, if you made me, Joe, and Patrick, like, astronauts?" And he was like, "I could do that." And I was like, "Please, because I need to see this." And he did. He put us in space and had us in astronaut suits, and it was like, so cool, man. I do
have a problem with that logo, though.
Why?
It doesn't look like you guys have any like breathing unit. It feels like it's a gravity situation that's about to happen.
Here's the thing, man. It's fine.
And someone's George Clooney.
Well, when you're someone like the Nintendo Guru, you don't need all them contraptions and stuff on you. You're A-okay.
Do you know how like gravity works, Bobby?
It's fine. It's okay. This is.
No, I really love it. I love the ship in the background. It's the. If I'm not mistaken, at least maybe he took some inspiration from the ship in Mario Odyssey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like. Well, no, the ship that's there. I don't think that's that ship is. Well, it could be the tiny ship that's in Mario Odyssey, but I thought it was the Olimer Pikmin.
It could be. That very well could be, because I've never played a Pikmin game in my life.
I thought that's... But you know what? You're saying that now. And it could be the tiny ship you take a control of and you shoot up with Cappy. One of us are right.
Yeah. Or maybe none of us.
Or neither of us. Yeah, it could be. Could be. So real quick, I just want to jump into the chat real quick. I want to say, what's up, Joey Splats? The Gamer, what is up, man? How are you doing, buddy? Aaron Doherty in the house. James Johnson, Dr. Doom is in the house. I don't know why I did that. That was stupid.
I don't know why you did it.
Whatever. And then Sean Capri is here. What is up, Sean? There's some more here, but they're not talking, so that's fine. We'll just leave them be. Let them hide in the shadows or whatever. So, Game of the Year's done.
Yep.
You finally come to the realization that Zelda is a 10 times better game than Horizon will ever be.
Sure. I mean, whatever makes you sleep better at night, Bobby.
I'm glad
whatever
you finally
need.
came to that realization. You know, we had to school you on the thing. I got to tell you, I got a guy that listens to all the shows, and I'm going to screw his name up. But I'm just going to call him Cleve.
Okay.
He's over on Instagram, and he messaged me. I didn't even realize the moment when I said it. I said it so quickly, and I totally forgot about it after I said it. But I was like, Toby was talking trash, and I go, Sony boy, stay in your lane, right? And he messaged me this morning, and he quotations that, he goes, Bobby, you are so savage. He goes, this was the best.
It was a great conversation, man. I loved how everything was. It really it ended up working itself out to the way I thought it was going to, and so I was really happy with that. I loved the debate we had. It was really great. I think that's, I don't like to brag, but that's probably one of the best gaming gurus that has ever been.
It was only 4 of them, so if as time.
I'm just saying, there's the pinnacle. It's 4.
Well, if I will say this, if Adam Leonard is listening.
Yeah.
I would like Adam Leonard to come on the Gaming Gurus this week. So I'm going to try to make that happen. Because Toby's already told me he can't be there. So I was thinking maybe I'll bring Adam in to fill the Toby roles.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing you on Sunday.
No, I'm real time. I'm tired of seeing you. You know what? Maybe this isn't working out.
So, let us jump into a couple topics here, shall we? Because otherwise I get nasty emails and tweets from Todd Oxford, and it just gets a bit ridiculous. This guy, Yeah. So it's the Todd Oxford timeout for topics now. So that's where we need to be at this moment.
I like how he has his own segment on not even his own show.
It became a running joke, and Sean really nailed it all the time. Thank you, Rybo, for that. Some dude coming in with adult gaming and stuff. Come on, man. Seriously, grow up, people.
Yeah. But DM me that.
yeah. Can you send us that privately, please? Rybo, just grab the link and send it to me and Joseph.
No, please don't, Rybo.
Well, Joseph will be gone for the whole week. We don't know where he went.
Guys, I've been busy.
You got Kleenexes all stuck to your shirt and stuff. You're like,
just Gatorade bottles everywhere, Bobby. just limeade bottles everywhere. That would be my life.
Good Lord.
Let's talk about some games, Bobby.
Nephew Lamont in the house. What is up? Yeah. So if we ran Nintendo, how would we fix the eShop?
Yes.
Listen, the minimalist thing was amazing when it first started.
Yeah.
I feel like now things are just getting lost in the sauce. You can't find anything anymore unless you know what you're looking for, you search it, or you're checking every week. It's getting, games are getting buried so quickly, it's not even funny. And I don't know. I mean, maybe we're going to talk ourselves through this ultimately, because I feel like there's multiple options we can do and make it kind of work. I mean, obviously there's no eShop yet, so that end of it I wouldn't necessarily worry about. But I think that the first thing that I would do is I would create classics section.
Mm.
And then by that, I would go classics, Neo Geo, and I would put all those Neo Geo games right in there. I didn't realize there was this many Neo Geo games.
Honestly.
I really didn't. I thought there was maybe 15. Dude, there is a boatload of them.
There are more Neo Geo games than there are fans of the Neo Geo. And that's the thing that's really striking to me.
Back again.
What happened? What happened, Bobby?
This is crazy. Anyway,
Becoming popular.
This is ridiculous.
That's how
you've made it when
I thought I offended you with the Neo Geo joke.
No. That was
because you're like, I love the Neo Geo.
I did. Be honest with you, like when I was a kid. So let's back this up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Neo Geo for a second. The cool thing about the Neo Geo was it was a home console, but you would also go to the arcade, right? And SNK made some of the best arcade games there were. So the idea behind the Neo Geo was you could play the arcade games at home.
Yeah.
And then you could take your cartridge to the mall or to the arcade, plug it in, and pick up your game while you're in the arcade and play. There also, I believe, you could also trade games out. So when you went to the arcade, it wasn't just one unit. It had like 4 or 5 games built into it. So you could copy the game, I believe, and take it home and play it there. But the other thing that was pretty prevalent about it was so expensive. Because the graphics in the arcade were the same ones you were playing at home. So it was really, in terms of at that time, way ahead of its time. But it was so expensive. I remember being a kid, and a Neo Geo, the system itself for the home was like $900.
Yeah.
So not many people even owned one.
No.
And the games were like $200-$300 a piece. They weren't cheap at all. So,
oh boy.
I mean, I was like 16 years old. I was like, I can't afford that.
Exactly.
I wanted it.
That's a mortgage. Amazing. You know.
Yeah, I wanted it, but I just was like, this is insane. You can't swing this. Anyway, so I would, if it's me, I'm putting all the Neo Geo games in one section. I would create, at this point, I feel like there's enough Neo Geo games. They deserve their own tab. Click it. There it is.
Right.
The next thing that I would probably do, well, it's a no-brainer I would do. I would create an Indies tab. And I would move all the Indies into said tab. Because I feel like that's one thing, too. Like, we're getting inundated with so many Indies, and they need to be broken up.
And when it comes to the indie tab, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're totally right. Indies are coming in by droves.
Yeah.
I would say we would make a separate tab just under indies alone and making it like action adventure, RPG, side scroller, like all that stuff as well. Yeah. I think that would be a must. Yeah. We're doing indies as well. Okay, all right. I'm with this plan so far, Bobby.
Okay, and then the other thing I would do is then I would start to go. And I don't know that I would call him AAA. I've said this before, and Sean kind of laughed at me. So
he's a real mean dude, man. He's real mean.
He doesn't get me sometimes, and it's very hurtful when he doesn't. But whatever. So they call the indies Nindies in Nintendo. So what I thought, and what would be unique to Nintendo, was rather than calling them third parties, calling them nerd parties.
I can see why Sean is so mean to you, Bobby.
You know what? Stop it. Rather than the E, you still use the 3.
Yeah.
Because that's the kid thing to do today, right?
Yeah.
You're tapping into that millennial thing. Like, that gets you guys excited when you use numbers instead of letters. Because you think you're being cool.
True.
You know what I mean? So, it's dumb as hell. But I like the name. And I'm going to make it stick one day.
Okay. I mean, you're going to try. You'll try. I would just say, AAA publishers or some type of tab.
Well, I don't... See, I feel like if you say AAA, it's kind of insulting to companies like...
You're right. I'm already offended, Bobby.
Well, no, but I mean like Image and Form and Yacht Club. Like, they're making high-quality games as well. So... to say that they're not AAA is kind of, to me, it's kind of like, nah, that's BS. Because they're putting out, like, they're working hard. They're putting a lot of time into their games. They have bigger studios than like the typical indie that has a 1 or 2 man team, stuff like that. But I would kind of break it across and just be like just put third parties and just leave it at that.
Well, I think someone in here could came in here and say, well, maybe you split it by price and price ranges. I think that's a good idea too.
That's a good idea.
Maybe it's like premium, and so premium means it's $60 or up, and then you have your 40 to 20 type of deal, and onward. I think that would be a good idea as well. So I think instead of calling them AAA, we call them premium, or something like that.
That's true. That's true. Because I feel like there's just so much stuff right now hitting the Switch on a weekly basis. And the weird thing is, like, it seems like there's 3 release dates for Nintendo. Mm-hmm. You get Tuesdays, you get Thursdays, and you get Fridays.
Yes.
And it seems like with each one, it just blasts and you get a lot. So you definitely have the one thing I would definitely do is when you go the minute you go into the eShop, it would be new releases and it would be the new games for that week. And that's the only thing that's under new releases. Next week, you get a whole new... that screen changes. And then I would just put current games. You click it, and then you would have, like, the list of games. Like, maybe you do the giant list that Nintendo has now when you click current. So it goes through and it's all the games. And it's just kind of in order of release dates or whatever. But it just feels like... Man, at this point, they have a mission on their hands. Because it's very sloppy.
It's really sloppy, and like the minimalist thing worked for a while, but now it's like it's not working anymore. And I think also for the eShop, there's no way of really advertising things. Yeah. So like the one thing that's the problem with the eShop at the moment, and a lot of people don't realize this, but if you go into a GameStop, everything is cut up into portions, right? You have your Nintendo section, Sony section, Blizzard section, Xbox section. All the size of each section is determined by how much Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Blizzard is actually willing to give GameStop. So they're actually renting those sections of GameStop, and that's how actually GameStop gets a cut of the cash. Yeah. It's those advertising days. Mm-hmm. So for me, for Nintendo, I don't see any opportunity here to make some extra bucks by promoting other people's products other than the coming soon tab. So what I would like...
Here's the thing, though. But I don't think that Nintendo should be charging people... Well, maybe they should for advertising space or whatever. I think that they should just push everybody equally. And
that's the thing, though. Like, for Nintendo, this is the opportunity, and this is why, you had one video where I had like this manifesto I wrote down of this is why they want you to go digital. Like Nintendo, PlayStation, anybody wants you to go digital, so it's their marketplace. They're no longer paying for anything. Yeah. Now they are the middleman, and people are paying them to come and see them. So like, to me, if you have like a not coming soon, but like popular now section, and you see a lot of those AAA or anything that Nintendo wants to push at that time, bam, it's the first thing you see. That's a great business idea for Nintendo.
True. But the thing that I feel, and I'm not saying that's a bad idea or anything like that, I just feel like they're already taking enough money from the developers when a game is sold. So maybe you do something where you go, okay, guys, look, we're going to charge you 5% more for advertising space. It's just, I don't know how that works.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you turn around and go, okay, you're already giving us like 40% or 30% of the take. Now we're going to take more off you. Like, I just don't know how that works. But I guess essentially, I guess essentially, so iTunes does it, and everybody's already doing it anyway. It's part of playing the game. So I guess I guess you do that, yeah.
You got to play the game too, man. I remember back in the day with the 360, the first thing you saw was like a Lady Gaga or like Nicki Minaj ad, and that ad, I think there was like an article about it. It was like $1 million a day or something to have an ad that big on the 360, and it was like it's Microsoft raking in the cash, raking in the benefits of just a third party going, hey, we want to expand our user base to, let's just say, gamers or something like that. Or we want our game to be the most prominent thing, so people, when they log in for maybe the first time in a long time, see, oh my God, Dark Souls is coming out for the Switch. Let me jump on that, you know? It's also why PlayStation has something called like What's New. It's the first tab on your PlayStation 4, and it just shows you like a whole bunch of crap. Yeah. But yeah, I think that could work for the eShop though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is I think they need to dress it up just a little bit, but don't get so crazy that it just becomes everything gets lost in the mix. I do feel like the Wii U eShop was very well done.
Yeah.
It was categorized, everything was broken out, it was easy to find stuff. The one thing that I like that they could essentially do here is, and another advertising space would be like, maybe rather than putting the advertising space where it is, as soon as you log on, you have the news section.
Yeah.
That pops up on your left. Maybe that's where you sell your advertising space, and then someone can click and go right in and buy the game. That, to me, feels a little bit better suited than actually in the eShop. Just my idea is to try to keep the eShop clean, not a lot of blur and stuff. I think of it like this. If a person is going to the eShop, you want them to go to the eShop to buy games. Not to go to the eShop and then go like, oh, there's an advertisement, like over there or whatever. Like, do your advertising in the news section.
Yeah.
That's the thing that hits someone the minute. And then, guess what? They click the news section, and that takes them to the store, and they're going right to the store to go buy the advertisement they just saw.
Or even better yet, I think the eShop should serve the purpose as the easiest way to buy something. Yeah. Right? So, like, yeah, I could buy it in my underwear, but if it's frustrating to navigate, cough, the Xbox shop, oh my God, it's like you're navigating through Narnia.
PlayStation's not that easy either.
To me, PlayStation's a hell of a lot easier than the Tetris game on your screen that is the Xbox store. I'm just like, too many blocks. Oh God, stop!
And that's what I want to. That's what I don't want to get to with Nintendo. I want to keep it really. I feel like the minimalist thing worked. I want to just tweak it enough that it just becomes better layout, so people can find games. I mean, let's be honest. If I'm a kid, and it's Christmas Day, right, and Grandma and Grandpa give me $100 eShop card for Christmas. My mom and dad bought me a Switch. Grandma and Grandpa give me an eShop card, and I go on there and I'm looking and I'm thinking like, man, I want something that came out like months ago. Yeah. That I didn't get a chance to get. Where do you find it? Sure. Unless you already know what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So like, what if, like a game like I Am Setsuna, unless that kid knows about that game, they would never know that came out the day the Switch came out.
Yeah, and I would also say bring in a Nintendo section, because the one thing I see here is like just to go on your point here, where's Splatoon 2? Yeah. Where's Mario plus Rabbids? I don't see them. Mario Kart 8. Maybe it's under bestsellers. Mario Kart 8 is. Yeah, I mean, like, you got to scroll down a bit to get to these things, and I think just making it an easier experience is one thing. But my biggest thing, Bobby, is that I feel like the Nintendo eShop is becoming Steam. And that's the scary thing. That there is one game here that last night I was looking at, and I was just like, how did this game get on this store? And it was called, again, don't know if this is a good game. All I know is it's, I believe, a mobile game ported over, is called Red Game Without a Great Name. And it's $3 on the eShop, and it looks like a wise man would said, hot trash in the summer. Like, there's so many of these games that just like touch Battle Tank SP. Like, what is this? Plague Road, I've heard before. There's just so many of these games that I just don't recognize, and it seems like every day it's like, oh, we got 12 more games, we got 16 more games on the eShop, and I'm like, calm it down, right? So, like, my question to you, Bobby, is how the hell does one figure out a way to limit these bad games on the eShop? And I guess to start off is this a problem or not?
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad problem to have. You know, we can either go to the point where there's no games, or we're inundated in games, and you know, it's sadly it's just a moment that Nintendo's going to have to weed through and figure out. Maybe Nintendo starts to curate it. Maybe they start to slap the seal of approval on the games that they feel are the top echelon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the answer. Maybe we start putting seal of approvals on the games. You know, or a section, Nintendo seal of approval games, and you go in there and it's all these. But then you have the problem where people are going to get upset that, like, well, why isn't my game getting that seal? Or are you saying my game is garbage?
Yes.
You know, and it's, you know, ultimately, I wouldn't have the problem saying that. Like, this game is bad, man. This is not a good game. It shouldn't be.
Yeah. Like, do we really want VVVVVVVVVV on the store? That's a real game.
I know.
Do you want to play? Are you in the mood to play Siberia 2, Bobby?
I've never even played Siberia 1.
I don't even know, yeah. Could you point at Siberia on a map? I hope you can,
but
Bobby.
then again, you say something like that, right? And then, like, a game like Gear Unlimited is a really good racing game. And it's like, but that's a mobile game. That's a game that was ported from mobile over. So I don't want to run the risk of losing that stuff either, you know what I mean? So to me, it's like, hey, the issue is not all the abundance of games and the shovelware. That's just going to happen. Like, you have a successful console, that's just going to happen. Because everybody's going to want a piece of it, and everybody's going to want to slap their stuff on there. The key is we need to curate the store enough so that the cream rises to the top. And the difference between, like, this and, like, the Wii, when the Wii got a lot of shovelware, there just wasn't anything else to play. That's all it was the shovelware. And then you have the occasional Nintendo game that came out. It may be a third-party game here and there, a Zack and Wiki or something like that. Like, those were the games that might pop up occasionally. This time, we're getting a lot of great games as well as the shovelware. So I don't get too upset with the shovelware that's coming in, because I feel like there are some great games as well.
But my problem is with the shovelware is that whole theory of, I believe it to some extent, of, like, great games getting buried beneath the trash. I definitely believe that's a thing. There could be some great games out there, but instead, Siberia 2 and VVVVVV gets in front of you.
Yeah, but let's be honest. So right now, what's a great game that's coming out? Like, I don't see. Here's the thing. Like, I got
this game called Mutant Muds,
but I don't see that getting buried because there's so many people that are praising it and talking well about it that I feel like that goes above. You know, a game like SteamWorld Dig 2, that's going to rise above. You know, there's a lot of indie games, Telegrad, all these different games, or Teslagrad. All these different games are going to rise to the top.
I think with some of those games though, like they have that name to them, right? Like when you think of Mutant Mudds, you're thinking of Jewels. When you're thinking of SteamWorld, you're thinking of Image Form, right? You're thinking like these games already have that reputation behind them. And a fan base, and I'm talking about like the one game that is an up and comer. Like it's these devs are no names, but they somehow got their game out there, right?
And maybe in that situation, that's where Nintendo needs to start doing Nindies Directs more often to say like, hey guys, these are the games you want to be looking out for. These are the ones you want to pay attention to. Like if they were to make that a monthly or a bi-monthly show, or just a thing that they put out,
or like editors' picks, like they do on what is it, on iTunes, right?
Yeah. Like when the game, like Nine Parchments just came out, right? The reason why I'm looking for Nine Parchments is because I saw it in a Nintendo Direct, and I was like, I want this game. You know, when the new Super Meat Boy game comes out, I'm gonna grab it because I saw it in a Nintendo Direct. When Runner 3 finally hits, I'm going to get it because I saw it in Nintendo Direct. So it's like all these games that if you see it in the Nintendo Direct, that's almost like Nintendo going like, guys, pay attention to these games. But I feel like doing it once every 4 months isn't enough.
Right.
You need to ramp it up a little bit, and even if you're showing the same games again, or some of the same games the second time around, that's fine. How many Nintendo Directs do we get where we see Mario? How many Nintendo Directs do we get that we saw Zelda? And so I feel like it's okay because you're drumming it into people's minds. Don't forget about this game. Don't forget.
Right. Don't sleep on this one. Don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me personally, I'm okay with doing that stuff. I think it's okay to do that stuff.
And I think if we have our eShop in place and it is more capitalistic in terms of hey, if you want to get on the most, recent or whatever, the most popular list, here's a few bucks for you, or it's X amount. I think that would, if you are an Image Form, if you are Jules, maybe you go out there and you buy a bit of promotional space for you, so you bring awareness to your game. And so maybe that's how you fight the shovelware. Yeah. The one thing I'm just scared of is that there's going to be so much shovelware to the point of, what shovelware does, at least in my eyes, and I pointed to my temples because I'm real smart, is that it does two things. It builds a bad reputation for your service in terms of, hey, there's a lot of garbage here, but there are some good things if you look. Yeah. And we've seen that with Steam. Steam's reputation has kind of decayed over time because of there's just a lot of crap on that store. It's a lot of crap.
But do people really have an issue with Steam?
That's a great question. I'm not much of a PC player, so maybe someone in the audience can. But I know when I look at Steam, I'm trying to get in and out because there's just a lot of crap bombarding me. And I don't feel like it's the best user interface.
Well, that's a different beast altogether. What I mean is are all these games that are coming out, because look at Twin Worlds, you can say, like, even $60 premium games can be crap like WWE game. Yeah. And that's true. You know what I mean? So to say, like, these are premium, I just feel like that's where Nintendo needs to step in and go, again, here's an Indies Direct. These are the showcases. And then maybe you have a tab that says featured in our latest Nintendo Indies Direct.
Yeah.
And then you click it, and that's where all the games go. So that way, you watch it, and you go, oh, I want that game. I want that game. Then when you go to the eShop, you go, oh, all these games are actually featured in that Direct. Oh, that's the one I saw that I liked. And I like that one. Like, and then you buy those games. That'll help. Because you're not going to put the shovelware in there. Yeah. You're not going to put the garbage in there. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, as much as I like Gear Unlimited, the only reason I saw it was because it popped up on a trailer. I never saw it in the Nintendo Direct or in Indies Direct. It's a matter of you keep it separated. You have to keep it fluid, but you have to keep it separated to keep the trash away.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, what we're looking at is we would do a Neo Geo section, an Indies section, a featured on the latest Indies Direct section. A Nintendo section. It's got to be a Nintendo game section. Because you can't be going through that list of searching for Mario Kart 8. Like, that's ridiculous. You want to be able to bang right through it.
I want to be a kid now and a squid now. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I would do third parties. Mm-hmm. And then I would do basically maybe an everything. Like, not an everything list. Do an alphabetical order list. Yeah. Like, these are all the A games, the B games, the C games, the D games.
And I wouldn't mind if they brought back that Wii U interface, man. That sort of kind of copying the iTunes look. Yeah. I really like that.
What I really liked about, like Twin World saying, sports, RPG, action, adventure. You had said that earlier, so I agree with that, definitely. But the thing of it is like, the one thing I also like about it, like, I used to turn the Wii U eShop on, just listen to the music. I would. Because the music was really good.
Man,
there was kind of catchy tune in there. I'm being serious.
You're going to be like the type of guy, man. You're in the elevator, and you're like, everybody, shh, this is my jam right here.
Especially during Christmas time, man. Especially during Christmas time. Always had some really good Christmas music up in there. I would just turn it on and chill out. And then Tony would look at me and go, what are you doing? Just listen to the music. She's like, put the TV on. Stop this nonsense. And then I wait for her to go.
I need to talk to your wife about Ready Player One. and if we're going to see it together.
Who?
Tony and I. Because Ready Player One is a movie. It has like all types of video game and movie stuff to it, and the DeLorean is featured a ton in that movie.
Is it?
Like, it's the car he chooses to drive.
No.
And so, yeah. That's amazing.
Stay away from my wife.
Whoa. Strictly platonic here, Bobby.
Okay. All right, so we have a bunch of topics here, but we're at 47 minutes, so we don't have a whole lot of time to really spend on the other 3 topics that we brought to the table. So we'll save 2 for next week. I think the easiest one to jump into right now is, if we ran Nintendo, what would be the next Wii U game that we would bring to the Switch? Now, the reason I bring this up is obviously Bayonetta 1 and 2 got announced at the Game Awards that they're bringing those 2 games to the Nintendo Switch. So, that said, what is the next game that you would like to see them bring from... Because, look, the thing of it is there were so many great games on the Wii U that a lot of people didn't play. Because it wasn't... Sadly, the games were good, the console was bad. So, you have a lot of people that miss these games. So, what games would you like to see? What's one game that you want to see come next?
I feel like there's some obvious ones. I want to stay away from that. First, I want to say I am so ready for Bayonetta. Like, that is easily... when that announcement hit, I was like... And I'm ready for this game. Like it's my most anticipated one of them. It's like top 3 at least. Mm-hmm. For me, it would be Captain Toad.
Wait. Did you play Bayonetta 2?
I never played Bayonetta, but everybody who's ever told me about Bayonetta
so good
goes, Joe, you have to. And I remember it was free somewhere. I think either on Xbox or PlayStation.
Bayonetta 1,
and I didn't hop on it. And so I'm like, this is perfect because it's the exact console I want to play on, Bayonetta on. And I'm so ready because I hear so many great things. But to me, the Wii U game that I would choose is Captain Toad.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's a game, when I sold my Wii U, I never got to play it. It was my last regret. Of like, man, I should have waited a little bit longer because this game actually looks cute. It actually looks really fun. And from what I hear about this game, it has such a huge cult following that I really think it could be a possibility.
Well, for me, what the thing that I've said, that when they bring that game, I think they need to bring Super Mario 3D World Deluxe and have Captain Toad and Super Mario 3D World together. Because Captain Toad is a prequel to Super Mario 3D World.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yes. Because ultimately what the storyline is you are collecting treasures that you fill the mushroom houses up for when Mario goes into those mushroom houses, that's where he gets all his power-ups.
Oh,
wow. And
and
actually when that game ends, it shows the very beginning of Super Mario 3D World.
That is crazy. That is so awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay, yeah. Also would love a SEAL Team 6 version of Captain Toad. It's Captain Toad dressed as Captain Price from Call of Duty 4. And he's on like that submarine level or whatever. Cargo ship level. And he's just popping terrorists. Like, the Koopas are the terrorists. Bobby, I'll see myself out.
Yeah, please do. I think the obvious, what a lot of people would want is Smash.
Yeah.
But that's not what I personally want. I know that it's a good thing for Nintendo. For me, I kind of would want I'm torn between 2 games. And I'm not sure how to package them is the problem. So I look at it like this. Part of me wants Pikmin 3.
Okay.
But then the other, and to do a deluxe, is you just include all the DLC with it. You know what I mean? Because there was quite a few DLC packages.
Yeah.
With it. So that'd be one way to do it. But the other game I want is I really would like to see Tokyo Mirage Sessions brought over. And the reason why I say that is this. Persona 5 is a huge game.
Huge.
Right?
Huge,
Well, this is basically a Persona game. The difference is that you're doing it's mirages and stuff, and it's basically what it is when you pull these beasts out, it's actually Fire Emblem characters.
Oh, okay.
So when you do your power ups and you bring like this big power hit or whatever, it's an actual Fire Emblem character that comes out and does like the slash and stuff, and it's like really cool. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, is that the one that covers like Fee on it? It's like
yes.
FE. Okay.
Yes, that's Fire Emblem. So I'm torn between those two games that I would like to see come.
You know what? I'm surprised you didn't pick. To be honest.
What's that?
Mario Maker.
I don't see, man. I
don't see that ever coming.
Neither do I. And here's the thing: like I got into Mario Maker pretty good when the time came.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing of it is, for me, is that I look at Mario Maker and I go, it's a great tool set, but it's a horrible curation. Meaning, like, it's so difficult to find good levels.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of troll levels. And there's a lot of don't move levels. And you're sitting there and you click a button. It's like you come off and you hit the conveyor belt. You're bouncing all over the place and music's playing. Enough, man. I don't want that stuff. I want to play Mario.
Yeah, that's true.
But I want good Mario levels. And the problem is that 90% of the people out there can't make a good Mario level.
Yeah.
So, because Nintendo didn't do enough of their own levels, it's not that, to me, it's not that good of a game.
Okay.
If Nintendo would have done more levels, then absolutely. Sign me up, man. But it just didn't do enough. And plus, the other thing, I'm boycotting that game until they give me Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh, okay.
I want the title set of Super Mario Bros. 2.
All right. So you have to pick the worst Mario.
When they give me the greatest Mario game.
Okay. So this is the worst thing unless I get the worst thing, and that'll make it decent. I guess two wrongs can make it right.
Mario 2 is one of the best 2D side-scrolling Mario games. Oh boy, it is. It's a phenomenon. You know what? You just don't have good taste. That's obvious.
Best side scroller of all time is Super Mario World or Mega Man 2.
Horizon Boy. There you roll.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have taste. You
don't have taste. That's the problem.
I think because Mario Maker would be fun, but I feel like Mario Maker was like that last ditch effort type of deal from Nintendo going like, here's it, man. Like this is the pinnacle of what we can do with this thing. Yeah. Please buy it, and please buy some Wii U's. Yeah. For the love of God, buy some Wii U's.
I feel like, and I've always said this too, that I feel like if Splatoon and Mario Maker were launch games,
that would have been a success.
It would have been the Wii U would have been a different tale.
Yeah, we would be holding the Wii U too. Yeah. I think again, the one thing I will say is Mario Maker has I'm growing so fond of it. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, Mario outfit. I love the Mario Maker look.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. But the number one look is the Tanuki Mario, hands down.
I have a statue over there, Tanuki Mario.
We named our cat Tanuki because of the Tanuki Mario.
Oh, good God. Jonathan Brown said it would be called the Wii U plus you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it would be like an Xbox name. It's like Wii U, you know? Yeah. Oh, God.
The Wii U double U. The Wii W.
Just merge the U's. Yeah. But yeah, I think Captain Toad would be a great choice. Pikmin would be another one. Pikmin was always a game for me. I was always hesitant about picking up. So again, there's so many games I want to give a chance because they were just, for some reason, off-putting to me. But now I'm like, I'm ready for some weird stuff.
See, but here's the thing: if I ran Nintendo, Smash would be my next game on break.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I think Smash is, you're going to see it in the next Direct. I don't think we're not going to see it because I think it's just hit after hit.
Do you think we're going to see it in the next Direct, or do you think we're going to see it in E3?
I think just like how Mario was revealed the first Direct.
Okay.
is the same how this is gonna happen. It's just gonna be Mario like, oh, look at me, I'm in a New York City, and then like, bam, that's it. And be like, wow, that was weird. But like, I think, yeah, same thing. Something weird's gonna happen. A character that hasn't been in Smash before is just gonna be walking around, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're in the Smash world. And then, yeah, it's gonna be the big E3 game they all talk about. It'll probably launch October, November.
You're probably right. You're probably right with that.
That's why I'm here, Bobby.
Yeah,
we know we had to let go of Sean. Dead weight. You know? He's got that kid that's everywhere.
Listen, you nailed the game show. You called that one.
What did I tell you?
Yeah,
what did I tell you?
You did call that one.
I'm like, it's a Thursday night. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's good stuff.
But, yeah. How are you enjoying it?
So I'm right here. Well, we didn't know you were here, Sean. We're sorry. We'll edit that out in post.
But no, we're not gonna edit it.
No, we're not gonna edit it. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching today's If We Ran Nintendo. I listen to Nintendo Talk Live, but it's a different show. Listening to us on iTunes, over on SoundCloud, all that good stuff. Wherever you can check us out. Thank you so much for that. We truly appreciate that. You can follow myself at Nintendo Gurus on Twitter, Joseph Moran at Mr. Badbit. You follow the show at If We Ran Nintendo. So that is all. Peace out, Preston.